Hello, it's time for another update. Right now, the odometer reading is 245, 616. This is mainly a transmission update, but I'm going to talk about other things that are going on with this 2015 Lincoln Navigator. We've reached the 10-year mark. I purchased the vehicle over 6 years ago, a little over 6 years ago, with 37,000 miles on it. I did not change the transmission fluid and filter until 188,000 miles. Let's just keep it simple. Per the advice of Lincoln, as well as many other mechanics. However, right around 109,000 miles, I'm stepping back a little bit. At 109,000 miles, I started to hear or feel a shudder coming from the transmission in this vehicle. When I would accelerate, because I get a lot of questions, people ask, what is a shudder? And the best way to describe it is basically the vehicle vibrates. You go to accelerate, and as it's trying to switch gears, the transmission, the whole vehicle will vibrate. It rumbles, okay? Initially, right away, I thought I needed another transmission. I knew the torque converter was messed up. So I started asking around, but it seemed like no one wanted to work on the car. And I'm going to step back a little bit further. Right around, just before or right around 60,000 miles, I took this Lincoln to a Lincoln dealership and I asked them to change the fluid in the filter, and they refused. They said that there was lifetime fluid in the transmission and you were not supposed to touch it. That was why they said that there's no dipstick anymore. Everything is underneath. And they said, don't touch it. We're not going to touch it. And that's that. Well, I didn't want to accept this answer, so I did ask around, but I got the same response. People were like, oh, it's lifetime fluid. This is dealerships telling me this, manufacturer, it's crazy. So when I'd had enough of using instant shutter fix, which I put in at 110,000 miles, you guys can go back and look at the videos. I documented this in well over, I think at this point, I'm somewhere in the ballpark of 30 videos. I don't know, but I'll put it up on the screen. There's a playlist here that covers and focuses on the transmission of this vehicle. So I would take a little bit of old dirty fluid out of the transmission using a syringe type of thing. Like I would basically pull it out, which I had several videos about that. And I would put in some new fluid along with a little bit of instant shutter fix every time. One time I think I put in another bottle of it. It would straighten out the shutter, but then after about 10,000 miles, the shutter would return. And I kept going through this to the point to where I was losing my mind. And I'd given up. I said, I'm going to have to get it fixed. Well, a friend and coworker of mine said, no, take it to this guy. He knows transmissions really, really well. He'll tell you if you need to just go ahead and put another transmission in. So I took his word for it, and I took it to this guy. And the guy looks at it, and he asked me, have you ever changed a fluid before? I said, no. And I told him about my whole instant shutter fix journey. He says, no. Why? And so he said, listen, this fluid is really bad, but it's not so bad that I don't think we can save your transmission with a simple fluid and filter change. So let's do it. Shutter went away. Now, I want to say about, 14,000 miles later, the shutter returns. I go back to that mechanic. I said, listen, I'm not here to complain. I'm not here to give you a hard time. I just want to go over some things with you because you're the expert. So there's still some old fluid that was left behind in the torque converter. And, when you do a fluid and filter change, you don't get it all out. Correct? He said, yes, that's correct. I said, could we please change the fluid and filter again? Because the shutter has returned, but I have a feeling that it may go away for a little bit longer if we do another fluid and filter change. Could you please do that for me? He says, sounds reasonable. Yes, we'll do it. I said, I won't hold anything against you. Let's do it. He goes, okay. So we do it. And that was at 202,000 miles. Today, once again, I'm at 245,000 miles. There you have it. So the lesson with the transmissions in these 2015 to 2017 6R80 transmissions that are in these Lincoln Navigator and Ford Expedition. I think they may be in the Lincoln MKT as well. But anyway, the 6R80 transmission, especially those 3 years, you want to change the fluid and the filter, I would say at least every 50,000 miles. And I'm being a little bit more conservative by saying that. You want to change your engine oil every 5,000 miles. There are some other things that I can tell you guys that's going on with this vehicle. So I took it in again because when I would come to a stop, I would see a little bit of smoke, like something's burning off of the exhaust manifold, and you see a little bit of vapor or smoke rising from the front of the vehicle or the front right side of the vehicle. One time I saw it come from the left. I had someone look at it. He says, your valve cover gasket is starting to leak. He's like, it's not the end of the world, but you might want to change it pretty soon here. So I've been driving around easily over 1,000 miles with it. I know, criticize me all you like, but hey, it is what it is. The only other things that seem to be a problem with this vehicle is when it gets really cold, the rear lift gate doesn't want to act right, and it only comes up part of the way and it slams shut. So if any of you are having problems with that and you found out how to fix it, I've taken it into the dealership and told them about it. No one's been able to sort out my issue with the rear lift gate. This typically happens once it gets to around 35 degrees Fahrenheit. This is super annoying. I don't know why it does it, but that's what it does. But this is pretty much what I'm dealing with right now. The vehicle seems to wear pretty well as far as alignment and the tires and everything. I can easily get 80,000 miles out of a set of Michelins. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say. I can easily get 80,000 miles out of a set of Michelin. I believe they're Defenders on here now. I can't remember, but the Michelin tires, I swear by them. I get a lot of mileage out of those. But yeah, that's about it. I could, the turbos, that's another thing that starts to go bad somewhere in the 160,000 mile range. The dealership told me that it would be $4,600 to change out the twin turbo system in here. I have yet to do that. But there is a little bit of, I guess you could say, a little bit of coolant leakage that comes off of those. And of course it burns on the manifold. So you'll smell the engine coolant a little bit, but I just keep an eye on the engine coolant levels and make sure that the engine coolant level, I just make sure it stays where it should. I pop the hood, if not every day, every other day at least. And I just look under the hood. I check the oil. I pull the dipstick. These are just things I do. The vehicle's not eating oil up. I just have a couple more things to say that are very, very important to me and to this channel. As you guys may see here, I am very close to hitting 1,000 subscribers. I would greatly appreciate it if you could subscribe to this channel. If you're getting any use out of the videos I post here, yes, I post a variety of consumer-related videos, but I want to deliver on what you guys are looking for. But for now, I'm going to keep on covering everything. And if you guys could please do me a favor and let me know what your thoughts are on that. And once again, please, if you got anything useful out of this, please like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. You guys can look around at my other videos. You'll see that I don't ask for subscriptions. I don't try to interrupt the videos with any type of sponsorships or anything like that. I'm not sponsored anyway. I'm self-sponsored. So I would greatly appreciate the subscription. That would help a lot. If you guys have any questions or comments or experiences with the 2015 through 2017 Ford Expedition or Lincoln Navigator, please leave them below and I will do my very best to get back to you as soon as humanly possible. Thank you for watching. I'll have another video out to you soon.